Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Just so you know, I am wearing the same shirt from the video where I reviewed Agatha Christie's Murder on Orient Express. That's because I just made that video 10 seconds ago. And I'm making this one now, but I'm uploading it at a later time because I want to. And just for proof, same ice drink. Again, no alcohol, no sugar, very delicious. Good job, guys. I'm not sponsored for ice. I'm just recommending it. Anyway, so today I want to do an in-depth look into a book. Which book do you ask? This one, Ice Rising. And I have a copy right here. Oh, look at that. Anyway, so where did Ice Rising come from? Originally, this was my debut novel, and actually it was supposed to be Icebox was the premise I originally had for the story, but again, I was a novice writer at this point, just writing, and I didn't really have an idea of where I was going. And I wrote so much of this book. I mean, I was maybe like this far in, and I realized it was just going to be a very big book. So I had to split it off and make a series, which is ongoing to this day, 5 years later. Anyway, so but what's Ice Rising about? Well, Ice Rising is about this young man named Alexander Lincoln who grows up in this fictional city in Northern California that I made up called El Paraíso, which is Spanish for paradise. He lives on the west side, which is, it's kind of, it's the hood. It's rougher, poverty-stricken. He grows up in a household with a mom, a father. He's the middle child, oldest son, older sister, younger brother. Being the oldest son, his dad instills in him to protect the family. He's a line of defense like his father is. But he's also taught to stay off the street. There's a lot of crime in his neighborhood, and for a while he toes the line. But then, when he's about 14, he's playing basketball with his buddies, and this guy who he was kind of a school enemy of his, who's now in a gang, is involved. Is driving by, and there's a shooting. Alex doesn't get hit. His little brother Danny gets hit in the leg, and his friend Darius gets shot and killed. After the funeral, Alex decides to talk to Smooth, who is the local gang leader that he's actually friends with, that he kind of looks up to. Kind of has that the noble crime leader kind of role to him, similar to like Dutch Vanderlyn from Red Dead Redemption. Anyway, so Alex decides to join the gang. He feels like that's what he has to do to protect those he loves. And so, now coupled with that is he also has a great sense for business, which he uses, and he creates these like different rackets kind of to make money, not just drug dealing and robbing for people and all that. He's a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for? He's a little bit more of an entrepreneur. For example, one of his first rackets is insurance scams. He gets the idea from stealing cars, and he recruits these little band of thieves who basically his plan is, his operation is, they will get in contact with people who want to, like, somebody's behind on a car payment, okay? And they decide that, if they can get rid of the car, then, they can use the insurance money. They get the insurance money and they don't have to pay on it anymore because it got stolen. So they'll hire him. He sends out people to steal the car. It gets sent to these Eastern European, Albanian, a chop shop. These Albanian brothers run a chop shop, and then they chop the car up, send it to Eastern Europe to their contacts. They get paid, and then also Alex and his crew gets a piece of the insurance money as well. And so that's a good example. Now, why is the series called Ice? So when Alex was shot at, he was so in shock about the incident, like it hadn't really gosh, I can't even talk now. It hadn't registered, so he just kind of stood there. So the whole thing was, man, this guy's ice cold. Like, he didn't care he was getting shot at, so hence the term ice. So throughout the series, you'll see Alex, or Ice, become more and more of a colder character. So similar to Walter White from Breaking Bad, where he kind of starts a life of crime. You understand in a way why he's doing what he's doing, even if you don't agree with it. But as the series develops, he becomes more and more of a ruthless character. That's the same for Ice. There's a scene where he has to shoot somebody, and he's a good fighter, but he's not a very violent person per se. But he's ordered to shoot somebody and kill them. And you'll see later on in the book, when he has to commit violence again, it becomes easier for him. That's an example of how he becomes more ruthless as a character. He has a family that he's very close to. He's very close to his mom, very close to his dad. His little brother, who's a lot like him, but kind of the legal version of him, goes in a different direction. And his older Danny, and his older sister Kiara, who he looks up to. She's kind of the golden child. She goes to school. She starts a family. And Ice does everything he does for these people, for his family. And then he develops a crew, which consists of his best friend Jay, his other good childhood friend Skinny, who grew up with him and Darius. And you kind of see Jay and Skinny develop their own different characters. Skinny's more of the softer kind. Jay's very, very violent individual, more sociopathic. And you also get to see Ice develop his own crew. So Ice joins the gang, and eventually he gets promoted, and he gets assigned a crew. Well, he takes the guys that are already working with him, promotes them, they become his soldiers, and he's lieutenant. And so that's what Ice Rising does, is it kind of covers his initial rise to power. And so for those of you that enjoy stories like that, especially like the rise and fall of kingpins, gangsters, that type of thing, this will definitely be a great book for you. I have a lot of fun writing Ice. He's such a great character. I've been with him. I've wrote 2 books on him. I'm writing on a 3rd one as we speak right now. I'm working on it, Ice Rain. And it's just like this guy is just next to me the whole time. It's so interesting. It's like we're riding in the same car, and I'm riding shotgun, and he's driving it, and he's saying where we're going. It's very fun to create that kind of character and really grow up with this character. I've been with this character 5 years now, and that's pretty much been like for the main part of the story. There's been a couple shots where it's when he's 10 and when he's 12 and whatnot, but so far I've covered about 8 years of his life, from the age of 14 to about his early 20s during the time of Ice Rain. A lot of ups and falls. I'm looking forward to finishing Ice Rain. I know there's going to be at least another book in the series, a 4th one, but because I'm a total pantser, I have no idea where the rest of it's going to go. But definitely pick up Ice Rising. You can find it on Amazon. Ice Rising by James Michaels. You can find it on Amazon, on Kindle Unlimited, and paperback. And you can also go onto my website, jamesmichaelsbooks.com, where you can find my email, my personal email. And if you want a signed copy, you're more than welcome to message me and get a signed copy from myself. So I believe that wraps it up. If you liked the video, please subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Peace.